Like It with Swineshead and Napoleon.
Hello listeners and welcome back to I Like It. I'm Swineshead and I like it, and I'm here with Napoleon. Do you like it?
I love it!
That's not the title of the podcast.
Sorry about that, yeah, sorry, I like it.
Good. So, how are you doing? Anything you've liked this week?
I've liked a few things. I liked a little dog I met yesterday. It sat on my foot. It was quite weird, really. Apparently, according to the owner, it doesn't like getting its bum cold, so it sits on people's feet where you stroke it. That's quite a really rather sweet little thing, that was. And I've also had food poisoning. I didn't like that.
No, nobody likes food poisoning. How did that come about?
Well, I was taking advantage of the new thing that they're doing, where you get money off your dinner. So I went to a Wetherspoons. Eat out, and I went to Wetherspoons, and I had a large mixed grill, and I got food poisoning, and so did the missus.
Good God, did you both have a mixed grill?
No, she had steak and chips. I don't know I think there's just something going on in that kitchen.
What's in a mixed grill these days?
Right, well, in a Wetherspoons mixed grill, you've got, it depends. I mean, I had a large mixed grill where you get extras.
What does that involve?
Right, 2 sausages. Bang.
Bang.
A piece of lamb. I don't know what sort of bit of lamb it is, but anyway, bang. A bit of pork. Bang. Some steak. I'm going to stop the bang thing, actually. And some gammon, an egg, and some chips. Mushroom, tomato, and peas.
That's a lot of food for your buck. So I bet you liked it as you were eating it.
I did. I mean, I was quite happy with it. I mean, it was a bit cold, but I ate it. Well, some of it. And I was fine with it. And I was very fine with the price, which was, it was half price. You can't go wrong with that, can you really?
Nope.
It was only the following day that the trouble started. And I don't want to go into details. I think everybody can guess what the trouble was.
Okay, so that was something you liked and then you ended up not liking, which is an interesting aspect of liking things, isn't it?
What, if you start off liking something and end up disliking it?
Exactly.
Have you ever had any of those things happen to you?
God, blimey, off the cuff. I can't think of much, to be honest.
Well, bollocks to you then. It.
So let's get back to the liking. What do you like, Napoleon?
Poor quality beef burgers.
Poor quality beef burgers. I mean, there's a huge range of beef burgers, isn't there?
Well, yeah. At the top end, you've got your gourmet beef burgers that you get from off of fancy places where they charge you £12 for a mince sandwich, which is ridiculous.
Well, it's not just a mince sandwich, is it? They've done stuff to it.
It's a mince sandwich. That's what that is. What a burger is. It's a mince sandwich. Yeah, you've got some mince. You form it into a not a cube. What's the word?
A disc.
A disc. You form it into a disc. You fry it. You put it between 2 bits of bread. Bob's your uncle. That's a mince sandwich.
Yeah, and the point is that a burger that you'd get from somewhere like, say, Honest Burger or somewhere upmarket, is they'd put all kinds of flavourings in there, wouldn't they? Like natural herbs and spices, and they'd bind it with a bit of egg white, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Don't like that. The charge is far too much money. What I prefer is the low end of the market. The kind of thing... Have you ever been to a fun fair?
I've been to many fun fairs, yeah.
Right, well, you know they have them vans there.
You get them outside football grounds as well, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. And outside of DIY places in the car parks, usually, for some weird reason that I don't really understand.
Okay, and they're your favourite kind of burgers?
That kind of thing, yeah. Really very low quality indeed. You eat them and you think, I mean, is this actually beef, or is it? What is this? But I like them mainly because they're like £1.
So it's the price point, like the Wetherspoons meal deal, that is the attraction here.
I think it is. Well, to me, being a lower price adds to the flavour.
No, it really doesn't, does it though?
It does. It adds to the flavour. It makes it tastier if you know you've only spent £1 on it. I can really taste the discount here.
But is there any science to back that up?
I don't need science, mate.
You do need science.
No, you don't need science.
You do.
No, you don't. You don't need science, and all you need is common sense.
But common sense would lead you not to get a mixed grill at Wetherspoons and not to get a cheap beef burger because they don't do you any good.
Well, how do you know they don't do me any good?
Well, the Wetherspoons gave you food poisoning by your own admission in the introduction.
I'd forgotten about that.
So are you including McDonald's burgers? Because they're quite poor quality, aren't they?
Oh, they're not anymore, mate. Unfortunately, with your environmental people and all of that, they came along, they shamed McDonald's into using better quality meat. It used to be the arse end of rubbish, I think, coming from Argentina, but now it's all British and Irish cows and all that. Yeah, that's why a McDonald's burger now costs so bloody much, because of these bloody tree huggers.
They cost about £3 or £4, don't they?
That's a fortune!
That comes with fries and a watered-down Coca-Cola.
That's a fortune! I'm not spending that amount of money. If you go to a fairground, you can get a beef burger for £1.
What about these? I've heard of burgers in cans. Have you ever enjoyed those?
I have. I used to go to a stand that it's no longer there, sadly. They used to mainly do hot dogs, but they also did beef burgers in tins. And they were the weirdest beef burgers you've ever come across in your life, yeah? They were red. Red. Well, you ever heard of that?
Yeah, surely that's not a burger.
I couldn't begin to tell you what was in that. I'm just presuming whatever was lying around on the floor of the factory or whatever. They were the strangest things I've ever eaten in my life. However, again, they were only £1, so I used to eat them all the time.
Right, how is your digestion generally?
Absolutely bloody awful. What is the thing that you like this week?
I have become very fond of exercise, morning exercise, to get the body going, to get the blood pumping, to stay fit and healthy. Do you like it?
I do like it. I started exercising a few years ago as well, actually, even though you don't believe me.
Yeah, how did you know I didn't believe you?
Because you don't believe me, do you?
No, I don't believe you.
No. There you go. See? So I was correct there. However, you are wrong. And I have proof of this because the reason I started exercising is a stupid reason.
Okay.
Right? I started, most people, like you've just explained there, most people start exercising, don't they? To be healthier, to live longer, look better, all that kind of stuff, yeah?
Yep, all of those things.
I didn't do any of that. I started exercising so that I could do a very good Freddie Mercury impression in the Olympic Park in Barcelona.
I've seen these pictures, and listeners, we may well publish these pictures for you to see, if that's all right with you, Napoleon.
Well, we'll see.
Okay, why were you doing that?
Because the point was, I was a flabby sack of shit. Yeah, and I'd ordered a T-shirt with Flash written on it, and it turned out to be a bit see-through, and I thought, I can't wear this. Look at the state of me. So, as a consequence of that, I started exercising just so I wouldn't look like a big fat idiot wearing a false moustache in a park in Spain.
But what was the purpose? What was the photo opportunity? What were you... I don't understand.
So I wouldn't look like a big fat bastard in Spain.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I started exercising as just to effectively lose loads of weight and kind of also not look like my arms were like sticks as well. And I ended up just keeping up with it. So however long ago I went to Spain, maybe 3 years ago, something like that. I've just carried on doing it ever since.
Like the format of exercise I'm doing is, you've heard of Joe Wicks, have you?
Yeah, he's that hippie guy who he does something with children.
He's like the chap off Towie, one of the chaps off Towie.
I don't watch that.
Well, he's from Essex, so you get the picture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He runs that lot, and he runs you through your squats, your burpees, your star jumps, your planks. Do you do any of those?
No, mate. I'm old school.
What do you do?
Sit-ups, press-ups, I lift weights, that sort of shit.
You lift weights? I don't believe that.
I bloody do.
What sort of weights are you lifting?
Well, once you hold dumbbells, you hold them in your arms, don't you?
What, like one of those one-bar things that you're like...
No, not like that. No, not like you see those massive bollock men that go into gyms that look like they're entirely made of testicles. They're that weird looking. I'm not doing any of that nonsense. I've just got some bloody dumbbells.
You are a dumbbell.
There's no need for that.
But anyway, have you ever tried to do a plank?
I don't know what a plank is.
What about a squat?
Is that the one where you sort of like look like you're going to go down and have a poo, and then you come back up again?
Yeah, you do that repeatedly.
Yeah, I've done them. Yeah, I've done them.
What about a burpee?
You've made that up.
I have not made up the burpee.
You made that up. A burpee is, what's that? Whoa. That's not an exercise, is it? Whoa.
No, I'm not talking belching, I'm talking burpees. But if you don't know what it is, we'll move on. Star jumps?
I don't know. No, you can't. No, hold on. You can't say there's an exercise called a burpee and they say, you've never heard of it, so we move on. What's a burpee?
A burpee? Do you know what? I've forgotten which one it was.
Oh, hello. That's a nice excuse, isn't it? Let's conveniently move on to star jump, shall we? After you made up an exercise. I want to have a word with Joe Wicks about this. Who is he?
How to do a burpee the right way.
What, you're looking it up on the internet?
Yes, yeah, because Joe Wicks just raffles through them really quickly.
Yeah, you'd get married to Joe Wicks if you could, whoever he is.
Why'd you say that?
Because you're clearly enamoured of Joe Wicks, whoever he is.
I'm quite fond of him, and I think he's doing a good service to the nation.
There's only one Wicks I care about, mate. Simon Wicks.
Not which one was that? Was that Nick Berry?
Yeah, Nick Berry. Every loser wins. That one.
What about David Wicks? He was cooler, wasn't he?
Oh, I've made a mistake there, haven't I?
Yeah, you mean what's his name? Michael French.
I do, yeah. I meant David Wicks.
You got the wrong Wicks.
I've got the wrong Wicks.
What do you like, Napoleon?
Pork, luncheon meat.
Pork luncheon meat. Now, that's a canned meat.
It is indeed a canned meat, yes. It's in the canned section at the supermarket, the sort of the grandma section, the old-fashioned section.
So we're back on old people food. We're only 2 episodes in, and it's the second time we're doing an old people's food.
I have pointed out to you before that I really do quite like old people's food.
I'm not complaining. So the canned pork you're talking about, off the top of my head, I believe they mix it with oats.
Oats?
Some form of grain?
It might be, yeah. I mean, actually, now you say that, I've never really noticed this until you pointed out. It does have every now and again have a kind of sort of oaty bit in it.
And you never got curious as to what that was?
No, because I don't really ever want to delve into what's fully inside pork luncheon meat. Why would you?
What do you like about it?
Well, I've always liked pork luncheon meat. I like it more than Spam, and I've always liked it. I used to eat it as a kid. I used to have it in sandwiches, and my mum used to give it to me with like slices of pork luncheon meat and Bachelor's super noodles. Do you remember them?
I think they're still going, aren't they?
Right. Well, that was one of my favourite meals as a child, because really you're terrible at your own food choices as a child, aren't you?
You are, but what were you doing? Were you dropping in slices into a super noodle?
No. What I tend to do is I fan out some slice. Imagine a plate. Have you got that in your head?
Yeah.
A plate.
A dish of some sort. Yeah.
Yeah, a plate, not a dish. That'd be ridiculous.
a dish is pretty much a plate, isn't it? It's the same
No,
thing.
Hold on. No, a dish is not a plate. They're two different things. A plate is a flat thing, and a dish is what you put cereals in.
No, that's a bowl.
Oh, I think we've had this argument before.
We probably have. We've had many arguments repeatedly, but either way, you've got some form of crockery in front of you.
A plate. Imagine a plate.
You said dish before.
I didn't. You said dish.
Okay, continue.
Right. Imagine a plate.
Got it.
Right. Now, I fan out slices of pork luncheon meat along one side of the plate.
Right. Well, they have to be fanned.
They are
not piled.
fanned out. Yeah, so imagine I've sliced a load of pork luncheon meat, yeah?
Yep, imagining.
Yeah, right. And now I've fanned all those slices out.
What
to
formation?
Make a fan shape of meat.
Is it as if Paul Daniels is asking me to select a card?
Yes, like that, yeah. It's a meat fan or a meat... What's that thing he does?
Who?
Paul Daniels.
Magic?
No, that's magic. Yeah, anyway, a meat fan. You've got that bit now.
Yep, on a plate.
Now, underneath the meat fan, I put the big pile of noodles. Have you got that?
Hang on, the fan is laying there on the plate and then you slide the noodles under.
Yeah, I put the noodles beneath the meat fan.
So the noodles were there first?
No. The meat goes first. The meat fan goes first. Then the noodles nestle beneath the meat fan.
So you're sliding them under the meat fan?
No, don't put them under the meat fan. On the plate. You're visualising a plate here. Yeah? You've got your meat fan. And then under the meat fan, beneath the meat fan, but not under the meat fan, goes the noodles.
What, next to, you mean?
Yeah, but if you're visualising this in your head, that's beneath them, isn't it?
Oh, what, as the crow flies?
Yes, locationally.
Okay, got it.
Right, you've got it. That, my friend, is the dish. I've refined the recipe over the years, admittedly. I no longer use bachelor super noodles. I use those fancy noodles from off of Japan. Or is it China?
Hang on, so we're talking... So not a pot noodle?
Nope.
Some form of Japanese or Chinese noodle?
You know, those fancy ones.
Well, there's plenty these days.
Well, Nissin or whatever they are. You get them in the Chinese bit of a supermarket. I use those ones now because I think they're a cut above your bachelor's super noodles.
Okay, so you're having this. So you're having a meat paste milk bloomer or whatever on the side?
No, I don't have any of that. If I'm having that meal, that's quite a substantial meal. I only ever have it for me lunch. So It's quite a substantial thing to have for me lunch. And that gets me through until I have, sausage and mash for me tea. You see?
What's it like living in the 1970s?
It's all right.
But what I'm saying is you're living 50 years in the past when it comes to food.
Why? What is wrong with that? Why should I upgrade to eating like I live in the 21st century? Is there a rule?
Well, it's just that it sounds very unappetising to be eating fanned out pork luncheon meat and super noodles.
I said I've upgraded to fancy noodles from off of Japan or China. I've already told you this. That is a recipe worthy of Gordon Bloody Ramsay.
It's really not. I can see him getting really angry about it.
What, you can say, what, I'll end up in a fight with, all right, you're Gordon Ramsay, and I'm me. Yeah, you're Gordon Ramsay, and I'm me, and we're on MasterChef USA, except I'm British on there, and you're Gordon Ramsay, and you're doing a British accent, but we're on MasterChef USA, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so you come over to me and see what I've prepared for you.
What have you got for me?
I've got, Gordon, a plate with a meat fan of pork luncheon meat, and beneath, as you can see, I have a thing of noodles from off of Japan or China. I'm not sure. What do you think, Gordon?
Well, Gordon would F and Jeff at this, wouldn't he?
Well, no, because he'd be, as I've said, he would be really impressed, I think.
Okay, we'll say it again and I'll give the response.
All right, fair enough. So here I have, Gordon, a meat fan of pork luncheon meat from a tin. And as you can see, nestled beneath that, not beneath it, but under it, is a pile of noodles from off of Japan or China. I'm not rightly sure.
Well, that's effing marvellous. You win MasterChef USA.
Yay! I like it.
And let's take a look at your next item. What do you like?
I like We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel. You know that one?
I'm familiar with that. It came out in the 90s, I would have thought.
No, it came out in 1989.
Which is pretty much the 90s, isn't it?
No, it's not. If it was the 90s, it would start with a 90, wouldn't it? It wouldn't start with 89, would it? You know, you don't go, oh, do you remember the 90s? Oh, yeah. 1989 in particular was a great year of the 1990s.
I stand corrected. What I remember about this song is that it's no Uptown Girl.
It most certainly is not. And there's a very good reason for that. Do you know what that is?
It's We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yes, exactly. It's a completely different song.
And what I'm saying, it's not as good a song.
Oh, right. I just thought you said it wasn't the same thing.
So I took a look at the lyrics, and it's basically a list of things, isn't it?
It's a list of things. And do you know why it's a list of things?
Couldn't work it out. I was going to ask you.
Right. Basically, what was happening is Billy Joel was in the studio, as they are musicians. Hey, I'm a musician. I'm in the studio. Yeah?
Yeah, rocking out in the studio with his piano.
Yeah?
Yep.
And Sean Lennon, son of John Lennon, from off of the Beatles. Have you heard of them?
Yep.
Yeah, well, he came into the studio and started moaning his head off about how rubbish it was being 21 years old. Yeah?
Okay.
And Billy Joel went, oh, wait a minute there. You know, I remember being 21 years old and things were, that brilliant then, mate. You know, never mind you in 1988 or whatever it is, moaning your head off, the things are rubbish. When I was in the 50s, they were pretty rubbish as well. And Sean Lennon went, stick it up your arse, Billy Joel. I don't think it was as confrontational as I'm making it, but you know what I mean?
I get the kind of idea.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were friends.
No, neither did I until I did my meticulous research.
Okay, cool. So, do you like the lyrics and the song? What is it about this that you particularly enjoy?
Well, what I like about it is it's a very, very efficient way of writing a song, and I think more and more people should take this up as an idea of just having a list of words.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think I can see what you mean.
I also like it because it's a history lesson.
Is it, though?
Yes, it is. Because it goes all the way from the year of Billy Joel's birth in 1949 with Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray, South Pacific, Walter Mitchell, Joe DiMaggio. They're all from off of like the 40s, the 50s. Then it keeps going through. It goes all the way through the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and ends up at 1989. So it's actually a history lesson. But the thing is, nobody really knows it is. They just think it's a list of shit.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying, because it starts at one place and then stops. Do you think he could do a sequel?
Well, he was actually asked if he could do a sequel, to which he replied, no thanks, because I think this song is bloody awful.
He doesn't like his own song?
He doesn't like it, no. He thinks it's terrible, and it's got a terrible rhythm, and he says it just sounds like I think it was a drill, a dentist drill. So he's not keen, whereas I am quite keen on it. And I mean, I've sort of written a bit of a sequel, if you'll bear with me, just to show how great this songwriting method actually is. Are you ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Here we go. Arthur Fowler, Dennis Watts, Sharon Watts, Pauline Fowler, Patrick Truman, Paul Truman, Phil Mitchell, Angie Watts, Barry Evans, Roy Evans, Pat Evans, Nick Cotton, Doc Cotton, Grant Mitchell. See? It works for bloody anything.
How does the chorus go to that one?
I didn't write that bit.
Okay, that's the end of another fantastic episode. What have we covered? We've covered, oh Christ, loads of stuff.
Loads of things. Meat fans, everything really. Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, he came in there somewhere. Billy Joel.
Billy Joel.
Is Billy Joel the piano man? Is that what
Yes,
they call
yes. Here I am, I'm the piano man. That fella, yeah.
So thank you, everyone. Another tremendous episode. Join us next week for more things that we like. But for now, goodbye from me and...
It's, goodbye from,